Doom Report's Project number 48, Alien vs. Predator vs. Terminator vs. Jason vs. Hell vs. Seagal is a work of fart. The history of the DBPs is a relatively recent one. A monthly limit removing WAD that makes use of some kind of theme gets uploaded to id games. Some of these are really good. Everyone now knows about Augur Zenith thanks to the Dean, but there's also Coffin Curse, Legend of the Hidden Tech, Evil Egypt, Morbid Autumn, Luminous Gloom, Aquatic Wonder, Carnage Oasis, and Dreamcatcher Apparatus that's set amongst the highest of class of levels. And those are only the ones I know. Every one of these, bar hardware limitations of the time, could have been made at the time that Doom 2 was released due to their use of vanilla line actions. They're incredibly impressive. So imagine my shock when a DBP comes out that's exclusive to GZ Doom. Not even a specific GZ version, just GZ. Project 48, as I will be calling it from here on out, sees Doomer Board's founder, Contra Commando, lead a very interesting take on what DBP represents by foregoing the regular roster of Doom enemies that are carefully balanced throughout the sets, and replacing them with a bunch of pop culture big shots put together in Decorate, like Terminators, Xenomorphs, this thing. There's no clear reason as to why this combination is chosen outside of all these characters representing big action or slasher movies, and that it would be funny. And since they're all different factions, they all hate each other. Now I wanted to get all that out of the way before showing any actual footage. I hope you're sitting down. There's a number of problems in this opening room. First, and this is a pretty big first, these enemies are not placed. They are replacements. Every time you reload the map, these monsters will be different. You could be fighting an imp, a xenomorph, a terminator, even an arachnotron is lumped into these spawners, and it usually teleports in spots where they don't have enough room to walk around. This happens a lot. You could leave this first room with a solid automatic rifle, or you could leave it with nothing. But that's okay, because every single zombie or human enemy will drop a berserk pack. And I mean every one of them. The way that berserk packs work without any changes to settings is that they will switch you to your fists whenever you pick one up. So you will be constantly changing back to your fists, likely in the middle of firefights, because you walked over a pickup that you neither saw nor needed. The current solution is telling the player to turn off auto switch instead of just actually fixing the problem. You're using GZ Doom, there's no excuse. Speaking of weaponry, the consistency is about as stable as the monster roster. You'll be getting everything from smart guns, flamethrowers, laser cannons, another flamethrower. What? This isn't conveyed in the title, maybe it's in the category of hell, but there is a whole faction of things related to the vein of Evil Dead. I don't know how this gets into a map set and no one bats an eye. Their entire sound design is just low-quality recordings from movies. They have one of the strongest attacks in the game. They drop absolutely nothing but pieces of themselves except for the possessed shotgun. They all fly, and to top it all off, they randomly replace decorations. Yes, fucking decorations are random spawners too. They spawned on decorations! Yeah, I was talking about the weapons. Most of them are useless. The auto shotgun has no damage. The smart gun has no ammo. I don't even know what this thing is. I primarily use the flamethrower for stun locking and laser cannon for damage. Humans and droids drop the former, and the latter only drops from Terminators. Except you can't see it because it doesn't have a fucking pickup sprite. And since Terminators explode when they die, if you weren't watching where they kill over, good luck trying to get more ammo for the only good weapon. How is this real? I should probably talk about the maps now. They're not good. None of them are good. None of them even feel like they belong in this theme. The first map is a spaceship that is littered with unnecessary optional rooms, and huge groups of monsters that will all kill each other before you even see them. Half the map will be dead in 30 seconds, and you don't have to pull the trigger. There's a plasma rifle locked behind an optional yellow key door, but the weapons you'll get randomly dropped are far better. When I say these maps don't feel like they fit with this project, this is what I'm talking about. This is the only level that makes use of the flashlight by having you walk around in pitch black vents to get between a lot of areas. It has a switch that opens bars at literally the opposite end of the map. It's sprawling, directionless, filled with 3D elements only for the sake of having them. It's the best map in the WAD. Map 2 is a tic-tac-toe grid disguised as a xenomorph nest. For some reason, there are two ways to exit this map. The switch behind the blue door takes you to map 3, but killing the xenomorph queen takes you to map 3 but slightly more detailed. It doesn't even have to be you, the queen can just die and end the level. There's a Jason running around in this map, and if he catches the wind of the queen, not only does he outclass her in health, but in attack speed too. He will kill her. In fact, most of the monsters in this pack seem to prioritize each other over the player. They would rather attack other monsters than you, which alleviates pressure, but also strips away a lot of the difficulty from any larger groups because they will always reduce themselves down to 2 or 3. There's nothing special about map 3 or 4 outside of introducing the torches, but map 5 is just plagiarism. Map 5 wholesale copies segments from Unholy Cathedral, the Factory, Wolfenstein, the Citadel, the Chasm, the Spirit World, probably more, probably a lot more, and stitches them together with open space and nonsense. The Blue Skull and Yellow Skull are in their spots from Unholy Cathedral because this map is too fucking lazy to come up with its own ideas. The only arch file in this WAD is in this map. And that is only because it is in the secret from the Spirit World. This is pathetic. Navigation is a joke. Nothing properly leads anywhere, and entire segments only exist to hide a single power-up or a handful of monsters. There's no way that this could be an homage to any of these maps. There's clearly no appreciation for what any of them do. It's bullshit. I know that these next 2 maps are made by upcoming Doomer board legend Mayhemic Destructor, because they're called Mayhemic and Destructor. Both of these maps are just generic mediocre hell levels. They don't feel like they were made with any of these mod changes in mind. Jumping breaks the shit out of both of them. Predators are overpowered in close quarters, and the majority of the decoration enemies are stuck in the walls. I would love to know how the hell this map pack happened. How any of this happened. Blood Temple is horrific. It's all identical corridors that extend onward to infinity, 20% damaging blood, barely any health items outside of what the monsters drop, and if you miss one of the keys or progression switches, then have fun taking the long way round again. This map doesn't deserve attention, and I'm not going to give it any more. Luciferian Amphitheater is the title map. How is this lagging? It's one arena fight with a huge number of different monsters. The map ends when the Mastermind dies, and since there are close to 4 billion Terminators on the side, which happen to be one of the beefiest monsters in this pack, there's no way the Mastermind ever survives. So even if you do die, you still beat the map. Dead Man's Drink is a credits map without crediting anyone. For some fucking bizarre reason, taking the red door to the switch will lead you to Entryway, but killing Jason actually ends the WAD. Both of these take you through the intermission text, so I can only assume that both of these endings are the same? Why are you the way you are? I cannot fathom how this happened. How a WAD that misses the whole point of what DBP established is not only using the moniker, but endorsed as well. I struggle to find a single good thing about the WAD. It fails at everything. The levels aren't great, but the gameplay modification makes everything unbearable. It's called DBP when people already have an expectation for DBP. We're doing Doom 3 all over again. And I don't think it's because these people are genuinely unable to make something that could ever be considered good. I think it's because Contra Commando is a fucking lunatic who really couldn't give a rat's ass about what he does with other people's stuff. I absolutely suggest taking a look at the thread for this one, as there is truly no better example of Doom schizophrenia this year. It makes complete sense how this could produce Project 48. I give this one a worthless motherfucking cocksucker pizza out of 5, and we'll close this train wreck by saying, go play Dreamcatcher Apparatus.